Hi, I'm Shah, and today we are going to attempt to cook the Terry's chocolate orange cake. Um, so that's the plan today. I will show you the ingredients. I've included the description to the recipe in the description. So if you're watching this at a later stage, you can follow along and bake with me. So yeah, this is the said ingredients. We've got unsalted butter, we got icing sugar, cocoa powder, caster sugar, um, 2 bars of Terry's chocolate orange that is going to be melted, and then we've got some for toppings. And then, unfortunately, there was no oranges in the shop down the road, so I got a satsuma. At least I think this is a satsuma. If this isn't a satsuma, please let me know in the comments. And then I've got orange extract. And 4 eggs. You need 4 eggs. So that's the recipe. The ingredients. Let's start baking. So I'm going to follow the recipe. So I will be looking at my phone quite a bit. Where can I put you guys? Let me put you guys there. That way. Yeah, that works. Really hope you don't drop. Yeah, should we do that? That's perfect. Cool. So we are baking. So I'm going to look at the recipe now quickly. So it says preheat oven to gas mark 4. I'm actually not going to do that first because I take forever to just get things ready. So I'll do that halfway through. What I can do is put the parchment paper on the tins. So I'm going to need a little bit of butter to butter up those tins. So let's do that first. I'm gonna have to work out an angle here so you guys have a good view. Right, and the reason why I'm attempting Terry's chocolate orange is because I love Terry's chocolate orange. It's like my favorite chocolate. I'm gonna put these in shots so you know they're there and what we're baking. Yeah, I love Terry's. I absolutely love it. It's so good, right? I'm not sponsored by Terry's, but hey, if you're watching Terry's, I'm available. So we are gonna get these trays. These are the 2 trays that I'm using. We're gonna get just a bit of butter. Now I like to think it's Mary Berry. I'm assuming it's Mary Berry. Just get a bit of parchment paper. Kind of get a knob of butter. Not like that much, I'd say. And then you just smear it on to the tray. We're going to call it a tray. Let's go with tray. And it's super easy, just kind of la 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 la. And once that's done, I'll try and get it on the rim as well so it will stick all over. Use that a bit more, get another knob, and then smear that knob just of butter. And yeah, I'm using unsalted butter. I think most cakes call for unsalted. Otherwise, you end up with a very salty cake. And no one wants a salty cake, do they? So, okay, I've smeared my trays. I'm going to bin this. Ooh. And yeah, the key is wash your hands every time you touch the bin. Oops. So I'm going to wash my hands. What am I going to do next? While I'm washing my hands, if anyone is watching, let me know what you're doing in the comments today. I did make myself a decaf coffee, so I'm like, I might as well help myself. So I can't cook without having some sort of coffee near me. So I'm just going to have the coffee now in my granddad mug because I'm a granddad. No, I'm not. Whoa, that's hot. Yeah. So what are we doing next? We are putting the parchment paper on the cake tray. That should be fairly easy. So I'm just gonna, can you see, should I lower it a bit? There we go, that's better. So I'm just gonna do it like that. Really easy to just kind of go around almost like this and just really fill it in the cracks, you know, like really kind of notch it up. And then I'm gonna get a pair of scissors and then I'm just gonna cut around the excess like that. Yeah, so I don't bake much, so, and also I think with ADHD, I find recipes hard to follow. Like they don't make them easy. I have like baked like plain cakes and stuff. It's just the double element of baking and then doing icing. I just find it too full on. But you know, part of this channel is to get people who do have ADHD making and believing in themselves a bit more. So one's done. Next one, let's do that. I prefer baking over cooking because I feel like baking has less steps in it, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Oh no, I've cut this cake too short. Let me do another one. Okay, I'm hoping I have enough. Otherwise, okay, yeah. That's perfect. So, let's cut that in. So yeah, tuck it in. Make sure there's enough space. Like that. And then just like really press into the bits. You want to make sure there's no room for air gaps. So when you get the air gaps, you get the bubbles in the cake. Although the cake's going to be smothered with chocolate cherries orange icing, which I can't wait for. Right, we've done that. I'm just going to cut around the excess paper. That's a lot of excess paper, guys. That's such wastage. Okay. And trim that bit. I don't know why this just reminds me of Blue Peter. Unfortunately, I don't have here's one I made earlier. So you're just going to have to watch to see what comes of it. Okay. And if you don't want to watch, that's absolutely fine because I will post a photo of what it looks like at the end. Right, let's do that. Cool. So I've got 2 trays now. The next step is to add the eggs and the vanilla, or the orange extract, which I am doing, to the mixing bowl and mix together until evenly distributed. So let's get a bowl. This is bowl number 1. I'm going to leave the trays out the way because they're currently in the way. I've got my scales. So how much? Okay, so I need to put butter and sugar in a large mixing bowl. Let's see how much butter I need. So I need 230 grams of butter. This butter, some butters have like the numbers next to them. I'm trying to see if this does. Does it? No. Oh yeah, it does. So yeah, this is a really handy hack. I didn't even know until I saw it on TV. This is each about 50 grams. So I think this is literally 250 grams. And how much do I need? I need, for the cake batter, 230. So if I just do that, maybe, just maybe. Let me get a knife. Cut it a bit. Okay. So I think if I do that, and you just want to dice them into little parts, because then it'll be easier to melt. Melt? I mean mix. that is it. So I'm just putting 1. Oh no, I'm not put the scale on. Okay, yeah, don't do that, guys. Put the scale on. Come on, scale. Okay, 1. That's 27 grams. That's 39 grams. 64 grams. 82 grams. 120 grams. 154 grams. 186, getting there. 220. So I need like half of that maybe. 230 on the dot. That's it. 230 grams of butter. All done. So next step is to, let me wash my hands. They're all covered, smothered in butter. Yeah, next step will be measuring the sugar. I need to like get a stand for this really. Well, in an ideal scenario, I wanted to be able to do live streams from my phone. But for some reason, YouTube don't let you do live streams until you got a certain following. Okay, so we've got the butter, that's 230 grams. And now I need to put the sugar in. So 230 grams of unsalted butter plus 230 grams of caster sugar. So it's just like for like, basically. And then what I do, rather than weighing it out in a separate bowl, I just reset my scale. So I know I've already got 230 grams of butter in there. I'm just gonna, the caster sugar bag that I've got, it's kind of chunked up. So I'm actually gonna break it up with a spoon. So the sugar has like, what's it called? What's the word? Someone help me. Solidified. Yeah, that is the word. And yeah, the reason why I'm doing these live streams is because I find I actually get more stuff done while I'm on live stream, because there's a sense of jeopardy that, oh no, people might be watching and I've not done this, so I have to do this. So that is why I'm doing this. So 230 grams going in. So that's, just let it in. So that's 30, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100. I'm going to go a bit faster now because this is going to take forever otherwise. 150, 170, 180. To be careful now. Go on. 210. And I'm going to go a bit more slow now. 215. Making it rain. 220. Almost there. Ooh. There we go. Ooh, put too much in. I'm going to take some out now. So I've gone 234. So I'm hoping if I just take a little bit out. No. Come on. Yes, 230. All good. And I've seen chunks of sugar that I just want to break up before we even start mixing, because I don't want those lumps later on. Right, cool. So I'm going to take the scale away, and then I'm just going to mix the sugar and the butter with this spoon. Hopefully that will be fairly quick, but you just never know with these things. It can take a while. I'm realizing I should have chopped my butter a bit more. So I'm just gonna just go along like this. Does it really need something else? Am I meant to not? Let me just check. Add. Okay. Place the butter in a large mixing bowl and cream together until light and fluffy. God, this is going to take a while. So I'm just going to cream this now. So we're literally chopping it into bits and bits again, over and over, just to help it cream. I don't know if I've done something wrong. Why is it not creaming? Okay, it's taking a while. What's happening in everyone else's life, eh? Ooh. Right. Let's, come on. Cream, 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 cream. I don't know how it's meant to cream. Okay, I'm just going to use the back end on my spoon. That's probably be faster. So we're creaming together the 230 grams of butter and the 230 grams of caster sugar. And it's taking a while to cream the butter and sugar together. But hey, I think it's because the butter was in the fridge earlier. So unfortunately, it's taking a while. Right, I think it's getting there a bit, I say. Just doesn't seem to be holding very well. Let's see. So that's kind of where I'm at, guys. If anyone's watching, no one's watching, doesn't matter. So let's just mix it a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. I'm hoping this is what it's meant to look like, because otherwise, I don't know what I'm doing. Hang on. It's just not very, like, holding well together at all. Okay, I'm hoping when I put the eggs in, it will help, because literally yeah, I'm just going to put the eggs in now. So add the eggs and the vanilla or orange extract. So yeah, we're going with orange extract because we're doing terry chocolate orange flavor. So add, okay, add the eggs. Okay, and for this recipe calls for 4 eggs. So here we go. Oopsie, the jeopardy of cracking an egg on a live stream is scary. So I'm just put that there for now. Oops. To shake it out, shake it out. Cool, and then 3rd egg. Ooh, yeah. 3rd egg out. 4th egg. 4th egg done. So I'm just going to rinse my hands. Get the egg off my hands. So hopefully now that there's some sort of liquidization. And oh yeah, how much orange before I forget? So we need 1 teaspoon of orange extract. I can't seem to open the lid. So 1 teaspoon of orange extract. So we're putting that in. now. Oops. That's maybe a bit too much, but never mind. Hey, I'll be super orange flavor now. It smells really nice though, orange extract. Sure, I'm going to start mixing the eggs and the butter together. And yeah, now it feels like it's turning into something. Not sure what it's turning into, but it is definitely turning into something with the eggs. It's kind of like a syrupy vibe. I don't know whether I should do this with a fork. I might try it with a fork because I'm not getting much out of that. Let's just put that there for now. I'm kind of using the back of the fork to cream out the bigger chunks of butter because there was quite a few, to be fair. I feel like I've done something wrong. Like the butter, I'm not sure if it was meant to be smoother. I'm just gonna try and do that a bit because I'm not sure what the consistency is meant to be. Add the eggs in there, then mix it all together until it eventually it's not evenly distributed at all. Darn, I think I should have forked my butter a bit more before I put the eggs in, never mind. Oh no, I don't think this is going to come out very nice. It's just like the butter's just like, come on butter, mix please, mix butter. The butter is not mixing with the sugar or the flour. This isn't great, guys, I'm sorry. Let's see if I can, I'm gonna go up and sideways. Not only can you see it, you can see I'm trying to, oh, it looks like omelette vomit at the moment. Oh dear. Do I have a whisk? I don't think I have an electric whisk. Do I have an electric whisk? I do not have an electric whisk. This is quite annoying. Well, actually, I think we do. Did I not get a whisk when we were doing the... Let me have a look. I'm just looking if we have a whisk. I feel like in my mind I did buy a whisk, but I cannot see it. Okay, I'm just gonna have to do it like this for now. The butter is horrendously not mixing. I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing. I'm gonna go on a little break. I'm back. So yeah, I'm really struggling and I don't know what I've done wrong. But I'm just gonna persevere. Because, you know, you can't get everything right. So the next step even though the butter isn't fully mixed in, is now I'm putting my dry ingredients in there. It says add flour and cocoa powder to the mixing bowl. Okay, I can do this. So unfortunately the butter doesn't seem to be blending in very well with the eggs. So I'm half tempted just to boil the kettle. Actually, I've got a bit of a boil here. I might cheat a little bit and pour this over that. And hopefully the heat from the boiled water will just help it mix a bit more. I mean, that's the plan. Whether it actually happens, I'm worried now because the eggs are in there. It might end up looking like an omelette. I mean, it looks like an omelette at the moment. Just have my coffee. I've got. Okay, let's try this. Hopefully, come on, mix. It's just not. It's like literally not blending in at all. And now I've got a cough. This is like the worst live stream ever. So, actually, what I'm going to do is going to boil the kettle and hopefully hope for the best. So I'm hoping so the butter is breaking slightly, but it's not like great. I think in the last step when I was mixing the flour with the sugar, I should have used a wooden spoon just to break the butter up a bit. And I think I should have just left the butter out overnight from the fridge. That would have helped. What I might do, because I need to do icing as well, I'm going to open this now and just leave it on the dining table for the icing so I don't feel so I'm not waiting around for it to get softer. So I do not need any more delays because I need this cake ready by 5 p.m. if not earlier. I put butter on the dining table so it kind of can melt a bit. Well, I've been coming down with a bit. So yeah, at the moment we've got 230 grams of butter, 230 grams of granulated sugar. Sorry, granulated caster sugar. So we've done that and the butter. 230, and then I cracked 4 eggs in, plus a teaspoon of orange. And I'm hoping now that the kettle's semi-boiled, if I put that underneath it, it will somehow, please work, mix the butter together, or just help loosen the butter up a bit so it blends more gently. I think at this point I'm going to turn the oven on, and because I got 2 trays, I'm going to do it in this top shelf. So the oven says gas mark 4. So I'm going to do that, gas mark 4 for 10. I'm preheat for 10 minutes, so put the timer on there. So preheat the oven for 10 minutes, and hopefully this is kind of mixing now, a bit more smoother than it was before. It smells lovely, but it looks like omelette vomit, not gonna lie. Okay, it's mixing slowly but surely. I don't know if you got, is that a good angle, guys? Can you see what is happening? So I'm mixing the butter and the sugar and the 4 eggs and a teaspoon of orange extract. So it's getting there. Come on. I just can't wait for the chocolate bit, to be honest. This is my ADHD, very like, I just want to see the chocolate. I want to taste the chocolate. I want to smell the chocolate. I want to taste it. But unfortunately, you have to do all these steps before you can get to the fun part. Okay, oh, my hand's tied. I'm gonna have a break. Okay, let's try again. Okay. It's still very lumpy, annoyingly. Come on, guys. We got this. We have got this. Come on. Yeah, it just looks like vomit at the moment. I'm not gonna lie. It's just not mixing very well. I'm not sure if I can rescue this. I could start over again. It's not blending. Not blending. Come on. You've just tuned in, and you've not tuned in, that's fine. So it's kind of getting there-ish. I mean, it's just lumpy, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's very lumpy, very buttery. I'm just gonna give up. I'm gonna start. I'm not gonna start again, but I'm just gonna try and see if I can salvage it by following the recipe and see what happens next. Okay, so the next step is add the flour and the cocoa powder to the mixing bowl and mix together. Okay, so cocoa powder, 50 grams cocoa powder. That's easy to follow, 50 grams. Let me get a spoon. Again, I might do this for a let me see if I'll just try it one more time with the kettled water because I am seeing some sort of blending that is, of the butter and the sugar. So let's try it one more time with the hope that it can. In fact, I'm just going to leave it on there. And while it does its thing, I'm going to get 2 bowls out and just weigh out the cocoa powder and the flour. So for the cocoa powder, I need 50 grams. Let's measure that out. 50 grams. That's 12. That's 24. That's 36. That's 45. So just a little bit more. Oh, just over 51. Let's take some out. Oh, come on. 50 grams. That is 50 grams of cocoa powder now. So what I might do is get one of these, as said, because I want to sieve the cocoa powder in. Okay, the butter is finally melting in with the egg mixture. So it does seem to be doing something with the butter and the sugar mixing in and the eggs. So I'm gonna start stirring a bit more aggressively in the hope that it combines. It's not really combining at all. Okay, we're just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go for it now. I'm gonna just do it with the cocoa. So actually, what I might do is keep it on the heat and just put the cocoa through. Okay, so I'm putting 50 grams of cocoa in. So I'm just putting it through the sieve. The reason why I'm putting it through the sieve is often powdered stuff comes out in clumps. So this is the first time I'm ever making a Terry's chocolate orange cake. So I'm learning. So I'm doing that through the sieve. It smells great. It absolutely smells like if you had smell-o-vision, you would realize how good this smells. Also, isn't cocoa powder just like the best invention ever? Like, if someone invented cocoa powder now, I feel like they deserve some sort of, I don't know, what's the Nobel Peace Prize equivalent to food? Because let's be honest, cocoa is just great. Okay, so I have dusted that cocoa in. Look at it. It looks so much fun, doesn't it? So we're dusting the cocoa powder. And if anyone's just started watching, we're making a Terry's chocolate orange cake. I'm currently making a sponge. The sponge has 230 grams butter, unsalted, 230 grams caster sugar, and 1 teaspoon of orange extract to get that Terry's chocolate orange flavor, plus 4 eggs. So that's currently in the mixture. And now we've just put 50 grams of cocoa powder in. And that's what we've got right now. So I'm blending the cocoa powder with the eggs. Let's blend, blend, blend. Oh, it looks great. It smells great. It looks great. Okay, now it's starting to look a bit like a cake. While I cop into it. Yeah, it's looking like a cake now. You can see bits of the butter that haven't been blended in, which is my bad, but I'm hoping once it's in the oven, it will basically melt into itself. And this is the risk of cooking live. But I'm hoping it works. Because I have promised to serve this up to my family, so they might be a bit disappointed if it doesn't come out as cakey. Okay, so that's the alarm for the oven. The oven is ready. I haven't put the flour in yet, so the flour is the next step. How much flour do we need? We need 210 grams of self-raising flour. I've got plain flour. Okay. So 210 grams of self-raising flour. I'm just weigh it up on the scales. Before I put it on there. So I'm just gonna leave that there because ta-da! And I'm gonna put Terry's there in shot so you guys can see what we're gonna make. Is that a better shot? Yeah. So 210 grams of flour is what we need now. Getting smoky in here, guys. So 210 grams of self-raising flour. Are we there yet? Nope. I'm at 170, 180. Come on, almost there. I'm gonna shift it a bit down. This feels like a lot of flour. 2.5, 2.7, come on. 2.8. Almost there. 2.9. Come on. Almost. Oh my god. 1 gram. 1 gram. 1 gram. I have asthma and I'm coughing on the flour. Come on, almost there. It doesn't seem to want the. I bet you it's gonna go over now. It's not going. There we go. 210 grams of flour and an asthma truck. Love it. So, yeah, the butter and the cocoa doesn't seem to be mixing very well because I don't think the butter dissolved to its but oh, it smells lovely though. That is very good. Okay, now I'm gonna start putting the flour in. And literally the kitchen is a mess. It's mixing pretty well now. So I've put the 210 grams of flour in with the cocoa powder mix, the cocoa powder cake mix that I created from sugar and flour. And it is I'm not gonna lie, this looks professional. Even though I was struggling just to get the butter in. Okay, so what I might do is shift it, they'll sieve it in, because without triggering my asthma, I don't know how I can do that. Okay, ready? So, yeah, baking can be healthy related. Okay. I'm actually choking right now. Okay. And then I'm stirring it in. Sorry, I'm just like coughing into it. Oh, it smells like, oh. This isn't going well because it's gonna be baked in the oven. It's fine. All the jams will be curled. So there we go. I'm just mixing. It looks great now. I'm not gonna lie. And it looks lovely. I would buy this in a shop. Even if I knew the chef had coughed into it, I would totally buy this. It looks great. It actually looks great. I'm not gonna lie. So put the rest of the flour in. So I'm gonna just put it through the sieve because I like being extra. So we're gonna sieve it in. So this is the first time I've ever made Terry's chocolate orange cake. No, God. On the live stream. Oh, this is so sad. Okay, and no one's watching because it's absolutely fine. Oh my God, I literally can't breathe. So we're gonna stir that last bit of flour and just gently, yay. Oh God, the flour's going everywhere. I'm gonna have to hoover after. But now that I'm making this cake, I'm like, I need Terry's chocolate orange cookies because I remember like 10 years ago, like Asda used to make Terry's chocolate orange cookies. They were so good. It was just heaven in a cookie. Okay, I'm kind of happy now that the batter seems to be really mixing well. Like I can't see the buttery bits that were there before. So in that regard, I am happy. So let's put in a bit more flour. Ooh. Oh no, my siev's gone. Covered in cocoa. So this is the last bit of flour going in. And it was 210 grams of self-raising flour. The recipe is in the description if you want to cook along at some point. Watch me back. Yeah. It is a recipe from mymorningmocha.com. So shout out to them and thank you for sharing your recipe online for free, which is handy. Yeah, so last bit of flour going in, mixing, super mixy. That's really nice. That looks and smells like a chocolate orange cake now. Really does. I'm just going to try and get the flour from the sides in if I can. Because waste not, want not, you know? Just really mix it in. I'm going to do figure of eight. If in doubt, do a figure eight. I'm going to wash my hands though because they're grimy. Grimy hands. I feel like we're almost there now. So I just need to load in the yeah, I just need to load in the batter into the trays. Geek batter. But I just wanted to give it one good mix because there are like bits of flour on the side of the side. And then just pull it in and then just do figures of 8. That is looking and smelling like a Terry's chocolate orange cake mix now. That looks really nice. Really good, actually. I do it seeing myself. I'm so glad we got over the weird buttery phase. I'm gonna try some. Just a little bit. Yum. That definitely tastes like Terry's chocolate orange. Oh my god, so good. So get rid of this spoon. We don't need this. I'm just gonna tidy up a bit. Right. So get the trays out. Ta-da! So these were the trays we got earlier. They are in shot, and then I just try and put the cake batter into both of them. The annoying thing is I don't know if I've got enough for 2 trays. What I might do is do it with a spoon, so I make sure I put enough in each tray. So that's 1 spoon in that one. Just gonna fork out the excess. And then I'm gonna do another spoon in this tray. Just gonna again fork out the excess. Now the second spoon of orange flavored chocolate into this pan. And it's just gradually kind of just filling up itself now. And I'll do the same for the other tray. And then I'm going to do 1 more spoon for this one. It's kind of half a spoon, to be fair, not a full spoon, because I'm conscious that I've only got enough for another maybe half a spoon for the other tray. Right, I'm running out of workspace. Let me get rid of that. In there, and then so that is the other half, and I'm just going to dollop it in, and then there is a bit more, so just try and clear it out as much as possible. And I'm going to put it in there because that one looks a bit sad and lonely, like me. I think we've got enough now. Right. Just gonna finish this bit off. And then I'm gonna try and smooth it out. Use the back end just to smooth it out, push it into the corners like that. And it seems to be doing the trick. Right, that's all good. And then I'm just going to do the same there, push it out around the edges. You know, oh, unfortunately, I'm trying to be northern and almost dropped the cake. Oh my god, did you see that? I can't be northern. I'm not northern. I need to stop doing improv, guys. Okay, so I'm just pushing it out. There we go. Lovely jubbly. I'm happy with that. Hopefully it'll just do its thing and rise up. So that is it. 2 Terry's chocolate flavored sponge cakes. And when I say Terry's, it's mine. No, I mean orange extract. The Terry's chocolate bit goes into the icing bit, which I might just make now and just keep in the fridge. Because I want to do this live stream in one take rather than pausing and then restarting. So I put those in the oven in like a mid shelf, because this top oven only has a mid shelf, and I'm gonna, God, my phone is covered in flour. Oh no, I didn't put milk in. Oh no. Oh no. I could just get it out. I could quickly. I've not planned this very well. Darn. It's already starting to melt. Oh no. See, this is the ADHD me. I totally missed a step. I was meant to put milk in. I was wondering why it's taking forever. Okay, so I can do this, even though it's slightly warm. God, this is over. Okay, so I need to put milk in. So I'm gonna, so to add 2 tablespoons of milk. So I'm gonna do the milk. I almost like, should I just leave it now? Well, I might do just a teaspoon of milk instead. This is not how I was meant to do this, but never mind. So I've done that. I was thinking it was a bit too, okay, let's just kind of do this. Stir it in like that and pray it works. Because I don't want to. Yeah, I think I can get away with this. No one will know. Yeah, it was just too thick, and I wasn't sure why it was too thick. Now I know. It felt more like cookie butter rather than cake batter. Yeah, cookie batter rather than cake batter. But I'm hoping this teaspoon of milk in each of them will rescue it in a way. Oopsie, almost died. Okay, next one. Same thing. I put a teaspoon of milk in to the batter, even though it's in the tray, and I'm just mixing it around. It calls for a tablespoon, but hey, who follows rules when you're meant to bake, hey? So, and I think it was kind of a more of an instructional, if you want your cake a bit more like not too spongy, like more springy, I hope. And the recipe is from the website mymorningmocha.com, and I credited them in the recipe description and pushing to their website for more recipes. This is the first one I've done of theirs, so I'm looking forward to what comes of it, even though I've clearly messed up here. Okay, ready, steady, we're putting it in. That's my fridge going off. Let me close the fridge. I was thinking I missed a step. Yeah. This is the thing about recipes, they're not ADHD friendly. They need to literally be in bold, the bits that need to be done. Okay, so that I'm putting on gas mark 4, which is already there, and it's in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. I'm gonna do 25. for now, and then when it beeps, I can take a look and see how we're getting on. Yeah. And the best bit about baking is you get to finish off the excess. Oh, that tastes so good. They're really nice. Yeah. I might just. Oh yeah. Very good. Like excellent. Real chocolate flavor. I don't realize how easy it is to make the terry chocolate flavor. So good, right? I'm just gonna eat this. Sorry guys. I wish I could share this through YouTube, but I can't. That is very nice. So good. And with a cup of coffee. Really good. So what I might do is create the icing, put it in an icing bag, and keep it in the fridge. Because I kind of just want it all done, ready for when I need to go. So good. Coffee and Terry's chocolate orange. Goes so well together. Yeah. So nice. Love it. And more for Terry's chocolate orange. Whoever invented Terry's chocolate orange deserves a pay rise. Because it tastes so good. Well, really nice. Okay. I think I've cleaned the spoon. Alright. Let's take some of that. No one needs to know. So the sponges are in the oven, guys. I'm just gonna wash my hands. So the sponges are in the oven, so we just have to wait for that. I'm going to start preparing the icing now because I just feel like I might as well get it out of the way, and then I'm going to put it in an icing bag, and then I can just sort that out later. I'm just going to tidy up a bit because the kitchen is a mess. So let's empty this all. All this thing in the bin. Put the milk back in the fridge. My phone is covered in flour and what looks like egg, which is great. Clean that up. Oh no, the egg's kind of thickened on my phone. I'm gonna have to get a wipe. Okay, I'll do that later. Just clean up the scale. So what are we doing next? So we're doing the chocolate orange buttercream. Whilst the cake is baking, it's time to make the buttercream. Break the chocolate orange apart and place it into a large mixing bowl. Melt in the microwave on medium heat. Melt in the microwave on medium heat. Mix the chocolate every 10 to 20 seconds. Okay. Right. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it on a water thing. Because I feel like the microwavey bit can often make it worse. So I'm going to boil a kettle and pour the kettle water into a glass jar. It probably will take longer, but at least the chocolate doesn't burn. I feel like if you melt chocolate in a microwave, it can potentially burn, which isn't great. I'm going to put the self-raising flour back without triggering my asthma, hopefully. What else do I need to put back? I can put the caster sugar away, I think. Yeah, I can put the caster sugar away. I will need the cocoa butter. The cocoa powder. What else do I need? I've got icing sugar. I've actually got some empty ice, well, half open icing sugar, so I'm going to use that instead of the new box. Right, so let's measure the Terry's, my favorite bit, the Terry's chocolate orange. So for the chocolate orange buttercream, we need 200 grams. So these are 90. Also, I'm going to need to take a few out of that, which is fine. Let me get clear. Let's have a look. So making Terry's chocolate orange buttercream now for the cake icing. The cake is in the oven. If you're just joining. So what do I need? Yes, I'm going to measure out 200 grams of Terry's chocolate orange. It says peel to open that way. I'm going to peel it. Okay. Oh, I see. I just love Terry's chocolate orange. I feel like it's the best chocolate in the world. Best chocolate in the world. That. So they've started doing these bar things, which are actually more handy for a cake recipe, because there's less breakaging involved. So that's 91 grams. So they've actually given us more than required. Isn't that nice of them? Right. Hang on, let me just double check. Yeah, 91. Oh, it's 92 now. Either my scales are off, or Terry's has been kind to us. Okay, next up, the other valve. Again, snap it. And then that's 136. 180, getting there. What else? How much do I need? I need 200. So I'm going to open this one. This is kind of a bag you take to cinema. Shareable. So we need 200. We've got 180. Got 90 now. So that's 2 more bars for maybe one more. Just over. That means I can half one. Let's see if that works. No. Half one. Still a bit over. I'm going to have this bit though. I'm going to try and break off a bit more from another one. Oh, the kettle has boiled. And it's burning me. Okay. So I've got precisely 200 grams of Terry's chocolate in the plate. I need to melt it down now. I realised I should do it the other way around so you guys actually can see what I'm doing. Bear with. So I'm going to put this hot water in the metal pan. Might have to get a chopping board. So yeah, hot water goes in the metal pan. And then we're going to use this. I'm going to dry it out, clean it out a bit, because it's a bit of a mess. Bit of a mess. Right. So this is the transparent one. I thought I'd do transparent so you can actually see what I'm doing, but now I've realized this isn't wide enough. What if I use, I could do it on that. I don't want to give myself more washing up to do, but I'll have to give myself, okay, this needs a rinse. Today is Saturday, the 28th of February. If you're just joining me, welcome to the ADHD Focus Zone. Today we are baking Terry's chocolate orange cake. I'm just in the process of making the buttercream. But before I do that, I just need to rinse this pot. So I have something to melt it in from, so you guys can see what I'm actually doing. Okay, that is washed. I'm going to quickly dry it with this. And the point of this channel is to help people with ADHD who struggle with task paralysis, because I get that a lot and I completely understand how difficult it can be to get things done, particularly executive function stuff. So things like cooking and baking, you can just put it off because it's like, oh, I wouldn't know how to do that, or, you know, just things like that. The only thing is, this isn't enough water, don't think. I'm thinking I should just microwave it now. This feels unnecessary. You know what? I'm going to melt the chocolate in a still bowl. And I'll just try and tilt it so you guys can have a good look-see. Because... Right, I'm going to put the first few bits in. There we go. And they're already melting from what I can see. I'm going to use a wooden spoon for this. Yeah, they're melting. I think I'm going down in something because my throat is killing me. So I'm going to just break them up now into little bits. Yeah. Hopefully you can see a bit of that action. Terry's chocolate. Terry chocolate? Is it Terry or is it mine? Going in. And the sponge bit doesn't take that long. The fact that it's 25 minutes seems fairly quick. And then I'm going to give it a good stir because it is beginning to melt. It's melting very quickly, actually. Before I put the next bar in, I'm just going to stir as much as possible. And you see the Terry's chocolate orange melting. Oh, it smells great. It smells divine. Come on, Terry. Melt down. That looks really nice now. It's really melting down, as you can see. I might move this that way because I'm worried I'm going to drop it. Right. It's really is melting down now. Doesn't that look nice? I'm gonna keep stirring until I can see no more bars, and then I'll add the other bar, because there's no point adding more bars right now. Yeah, this is great. Going very, very swimmingly. It's really melting down now. Yeah, it doesn't say you have to wait. Whilst the cake is baking, it's time to make the buttercream, break the chocolate, blah, blah, blah. All right, I'm just gonna break up the next one. There we go. I've got chocolate all over my hands. Ah! I'm hoping that I can just keep the buttercream in the fridge once it's made. So this is what, the third bar going in. I'm just melting the third bar down of Terry's chocolate orange. I think that looks great. It smells great. Keep stirring. I'm gonna have some coffee. If you keep stirring, it will eventually just dissolve. I say that. This is the first time I'm making Terry's chocolate orange cake, so we'll find out. We'll find out. Also, I'm concerned that the recipe says start making the buttercream now, because if it doesn't keep, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, that has firmly melted, so I'm gonna put in the final bar of Terry's chocolate orange. So I'm gonna break it down one little segment at a time, so it's easier to melt. I think I got these from Lidl for like $1.50, which is decent. So that is it. They're in there, and I'm gonna start stirring again. Now there is a term for melting chocolate on top of a pan of hot water. I don't know what it's called, but there's a French term for it. And if you know, let me know in the comments what it's called, please, because I cannot search it online right now while I'm mixing this chocolate. Yeah, that looks great. Oh, chocolate is like the best thing ever. Like, best invention, I think, in the entire human race. Yeah. Or maybe paracetamol. Because apparently before paracetamol, people were dying a lot. Let's see. It's blending in. Ish, I say. I need to put it down on the heat, I think. I might put a bit more hot water in, just to speed up the process. Get those final few segments melted. finally getting to that great melty stage. Yeah, that looks great. I am loving it now. So what's the next step in the recipe? Whilst the cake is baking, it's time to make the buttercream. Break the sugar, melt in the micro medium heat. Mix every 20 seconds. We've done that. Place butter into a clean mixing bowl and whisk until smooth. Then add icing sugar and cocoa powder. This recipe, the layout's very weird. I'm confused why I had to melt the chocolate before sorting out the butter. Okay, so we're going to do the butter now. And I've left the butter out on the dining table. And we need how much butter? We need 250 grams of butter for the ice cream. Yes, okay. So I think we have enough there. That was me trying to be like a posh butler, but I don't think it was failing there. So that's 250 grams, so that's perfect. What I am going to do is cut it up a bit, because then it will just be easier to to blend into the butter cream. Okay, I think a bit more. Cut it into cubes. It's already melting, to be fair. This block of butter I left out basically overnight. So I think that's helped with this finishing touch. Okay. So we need to blend it in a bowl. Okay, let's put it in this bowl. Ta-da-da. Cool. What do I need to do now? Place the butter and sugar into a mixing bowl and cream together until light and fluffy. Right, now I need sugar. And have some coffee. So sugar. $250 grams of icing sugar. Again, I'm gonna clean my sieve because I reckon it would be better to put sieve through the casting sugar rather than putting it through straight away. So I will be washing the sieve. Right, I have washed my sieve. And now I'm gonna dry it quickly, very quickly. Hang on. Where's me? Right, there we go. I'm gonna dry it with my cloth. So that's dry now, I think, mostly. So what are we doing? Yes, I'm just gonna slice up the butter a bit more in this bowl, just because. Oh, is that it? Is that 25 minutes? No, that is 25 minutes. That's amazing. That was so quick. I'm just gonna go and see if my flatmate can check whether this is cooked, because I'm not good at baking. Actually, I can tell now it's not cooked because it's bouncy. So I'm gonna give it 5 more minutes, because it did say 25 to 30 minutes. So let's do 5 more minutes and then take it from there. So I'm just like doing the butter now. Yes, this is a good view. This looks like a good view. Okay. Right, so I'm just breaking up the butter for the buttercream. Yeah, I don't know why, but sometimes it feels like cake takes forever to make, but how long have we been doing this? It's like 1 hour and 30. The cake is almost ready, and yeah, we're just doing the icing now, which is cool. Sorry, icing, buttercream. Buttercream, okay. The butter is creamy. Let's just do that. Okay, I think we're good. We're happy. We're cooking. We're baking. So now place the butter and sugar into a large mixing bowl and cream together until light and fluffy. So I'm gonna do the icing sugar now. And sorry, caster sugar. Icing sugar. Duh. So the icing sugar is 250 grams. This is some I had earlier. I need to weigh this out before I start pouring it in, because I don't want to make a mistake. So let's measure this. So I'm gonna pour it out. That is 89, 98, 113, and 23, and 29. Okay, that is 129 grams of icing sugar. We need a bit more, so I'm just gonna open the other box of icing sugar that I bought yesterday. Because basically I need 250 grams of icing sugar, which feels like a lot, but I think this buttercream, right? So, okay. So we're just pouring in the remaining amount, which is 250. So I felt like all recipes put in too much icing sugar though, because I've done recipes before where you just do a little bit less and it tastes pretty good to me. I might go for 200 now and see how it tastes, because I could always just add some in later. Yeah, I'm gonna go 200. Should I go 200? I feel like I should. Oh no, it's like for like, isn't it? So it's 250 butter with 250. Okay, I'm gonna do in the extra amount because I don't want it to taste like butter. Come on. So if you're just joining me, I'm doing the buttercream for the Terry's chocolate orange cake. The sponge is in the oven. Should be done soon. This is the first time I've ever made Terry's chocolate orange cake, so the pressure is really on. So we got 250 grams of icing sugar. I'm gonna just pour that in now. A bit at a time, and just do it through the sieve, because, well, icing sugar shouldn't have lumps in. sorry, the buttercream shouldn't have lumps in, so I don't want lumps, basically. Who wants lumps after all? So mixing that in. I might get a fork, because at the moment I've got nothing to mix it with. I'm going to turn my scale battery off because those batteries are hard to find. Okay, so let's get this fork. Yeah, we're going to fork it. So I'm going to fork the current amount of icing sugar with the butter that I've got in here. I might tilt you guys a little bit down, and I might just move this there. And I'm going to move the scale over here for now. I'm just stirring the Terry's chocolate, orange chocolate, just in case. Now that feels like that's the oven for the sponge. I'm gonna see how they're doing. They're looking perky. I'm gonna take them. No, I can do it myself. I don't need anyone. Yeah, I'm gonna do it myself. Because the trick is, apparently, is if you fork it and you get moisture. Let's see if we get moisture. That should be done. I'm going to double check with my housemate. I'll be back. Okay. I'm back. So my housemate's saying it needs probably another 5 more minutes because it's a little bit soft. So I'm just putting it back in. But I'm also going to fork the other one. So it has the same amount of heat. Ah! Let me burn my hand. I'm okay. This oven glove. Oh, that's not cooked at all. So yeah, weirdly, that one seemed more cooked than the other one. I'm going to put them closer to the actual heat and turn that on for 5 more minutes. But yeah, you can see. Yummy. Okay. So back to the buttercream and just, oh, did I do 5 minutes? Yeah. So I'm doing it for 5 more minutes in the oven while we focus on the butter and the icing sugar. We're really pushing it in. Might just budge up so you can actually see me. Yes. So yeah, we're just really breaking down the butter so it's in tiny bits. As you can see, it's clumping up a bit, but the more icing sugar we put in gradually, it should hopefully blend a bit more. So I'm just going to put that there and shake a little out. And that's enough. That's enough? Yeah, that's enough. Because I don't want to be here all day. So yeah, I'm just going to do that quickly. The reason why I'm doing it through a sieve is because like buttercream is quite a visual thing, so you don't want lumps in your buttercream. Yeah, basically, that is why I'm doing it for a sieve. If it was in the cake, I don't think it really matters, because it's going to all melt down anyway. But for buttercream, you know, buttercream is literally the icing on top, right? So you want it to look nice and smooth as opposed to lumpy. You don't want it to look like mashed potato. Okay, almost there. So I've done that top bit. So yeah, for the buttercream, I'm using 250 grams of butter, 250 grams of icing sugar, and I melted down 2 packs of Terry's chocolate orange, well, 2 and a bit, for 200 grams. And I need to at some point put cocoa powder in the iced buttercream. So please rather than enlarge me, now. Yep, I've done that. Actually, let's go to the buttercream section. It's getting there, slowly but surely. Right. So let's stir the butter in. Butter and flour together. Happy days. Now, I don't know whether this is an ADHD thing, but I feel like when I see this initial bit, I get bored quite quickly. But when I add like chocolate or cocoa in this case, then my brain gets reactivated again. So I'm getting there. Slowly but surely. It looks like it's about to rain outside. Yesterday it wasn't too bad. Today, right, we're getting there. Slowly but surely. I don't know whether to do the whole thing with the heat underneath, just to help blend it a bit. Because at the moment, does it taste good? At the moment, it just tastes like butter and sugar. But I'm slowly trying to mix it in. Okay, that is the sponges again. So let's have a look if they're ready. I'm gonna try not to burn my hand this time. If I try and pull the tray out. There we go. Is it done? Is it done? Let me grab one. Let me grab the one. This one was the least cooked. So I want to test this first. So I just stick a fork in. And that is done. Happy days. Oh, definitely done. So I'm going to take them both out now. Let me just check from the sides. Yep. 100% done. I'll just check the other one just in case. I'm going to take it from a bit there. Yeah, 100% done. Happy to put that there for now. So I've got the 2 bases. I'm half tempted to take them out of the thing because I really need them to cool down quickly as opposed to wait. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So what I might do is take them out, put them on here, put this on the dining table. Let's do that. That's probably a better plan. Yeah, so I might even take the paper backing away, just so It's a bit of flaky bit of sponge here, which I didn't really factor in. I think that's just the way I placed it in, and the fact that I mixed it with milk last minute. I'm gonna get this one out. Ooh. Just shift it on. Again, and the reason why I'm doing this, I just want it to cool down super quick because I need to get it ready before 5 and we're at 3:30 now. So I'm gonna take these, here they are. Ooh, finally, 2 Terry chocolate orange flavored sponges. So I'm gonna put that on the dining table. And I'm back. So the next thing is the buttercream body icing. And we're almost there. We're cooking. We're baking. The buttercream is taking a while to blend, not gonna lie. But I think it takes a while, to be fair, because it's when you're forking it, you're putting heat into it, and that's how it kind of blends in. So I just need to be a bit less talking and more forking. Yeah, that's what I need to do. That should be my motto. Less talking, more forking. Yeah, see, it's really now getting together with the heat of what I'm doing to it. Yeah, now it feels like buttercream. It's starting to look like buttercream. It's looking to act like buttercream. It's just like mashed potato, which is what you need. Right, but without the lumps. You don't want the lumps. No one wants the lumps, do they? Okay, yeah. That looks absolutely divine. So put the last bit of, now that the butter's actually looking more like buttercream, I might just put all of the icing in. Or am I risking it? No, I'll do a bit at a time. So we're gonna shake it till we make it. I'm putting the icing sugar into the butter for the buttercream. You've just started tuning in, and when I say anyone starts to, no one is tuning in. No one is. I feel like this channel should be called "No One Is Watching," which is great because I am actually doing this for task paralysis for myself as opposed to anyone else, because I'm getting things done, and I need to get things done more often because of the ADHD. Okay, so we're almost there. I'm gonna put that back there. I'm gonna blend this icing sugar in with the butter without trying to spill it everywhere over the kitchen floor, which is not what we want. I want to get to the fun part now. I want to add the chocolate and the Terry's cocoa powder and the Terry's chocolate orange, but you gotta go through the hard parts to get to the good part, right? So it's a bit like icing. I'm a bit tired. I'm gonna have some coffee. This would be faster if I had one of those electric whiskers, but I don't. Cannot afford an electric whisker. Also, I don't. This is a very skinny kitchen. There's not much space for stuff, especially an electric. Especially for an electric. What you might call it. Right. And then just taste a bit of the buttercream. Buttery. Okay, putting the last bit of icing sugar in. It is more buttery than sugary, but remember we've got to put the cocoa powder and the Terry's chocolate orange in. So this is the final stage. If anyone's watching, thank you for watching. Earlier on, I made a sponge. The sponge is on the dining table, cooling down now. I've included the link to the recipe. The recipe is from mymorningmocha.com. They have some really good recipes on their website. So I'm very grateful for their resources. Okay, last bit of icing sugar. Come on, shake it till you make it. Shake it till you make it. Shake it till you make it. Almost there. Got it. Almost there. Last few bits. Come on. You got this. Icing sugar. Okay, I'm not gonna bother with the last few lumps because I'm bored. Okay, so I'm gonna mix the butter with the sugar, the remaining bit of icing sugar. Actually, I'm gonna have coffee. You know what? I started like an hour and 40 minutes. So it's taken me about an hour and 40 to make sponge buttercream. I want to finish under 2 hours. So if I can do that, that's like, there you go, guys. You can make your own very own Terry's chocolate orange cake under 2 hours. Let's see if we can do this together. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. Right. The butter and the sugar is mixing in very nicely now. Like you can really, it looks artistic almost. Come on. Okay. Now I'm going to start mixing in the other stuff. Whatever the other stuff is, which is cocoa and the Terry's chocolate orange. To be fair, at the moment it's quite thick, which is good, but I reckon when we put the chocolate in, it'll be a bit more softer. So next bit is just want to make sure my chocolate hasn't hardened. I'm going to put that on top of there now because there's residual heat from the top of the water. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, back to what I was doing. Okay, let me just wash my hands. Full of sugar. What am I doing? Okay, so I am putting in for the buttercream. I've done the icing sugar and I've done the butter. I'm gonna now add. So it's asking for vanilla, but I'm doing chocolate flavor. So I'm worried if I put. Okay, cool. It says half a teaspoon of vanilla or orange extract. So I'm going to do half a teaspoon of orange into the buttercream. So that's like probably about that much, I think. Because you don't want to overdo the flavor and everything because you got chocolate orange going into it anyway. Okay, so that's done. And then what else do I need to do? Cocoa powder. I need to put in how many grams of cocoa powder? 30 grams of cocoa powder. It's weird they don't ask you to melt the cocoa powder or anything like that. Just stir it in. Interesting. 30 grams of cocoa powder. Let me just weigh that out really quickly. I'm assuming it's a tiny amount. Oops. So yeah, you guys can see that, can't you? So 30 grams. What does 30 grams of cocoa powder look like? Assuming it's like a tablespoon. No, that's 10. That's 20. I've just about got enough. It's the last of the box, to be fair. That's it. That's 30 grams, guys. 30 grams of cocoa powder. And I'm going to add that in, but I'm not going to put it straight in. I'm going to melt it. Sorry, melt it, sieve it through. Because, again, we're doing buttercream here. And I don't want it to look lumpy. Lumpy and clumpy. We don't want lumpy or clumpy. So I'm literally putting the cocoa powder through a sieve just to get it really lump-free, because we live in a lump-free world here when it comes to baking and doing buttercream. Lump-free world. Ooh. Making it rain with cocoa. Make it rain, make it rain. Okay, almost there. Still quite a few lumps going through. Come on, cocoa powder. Do your thing. Okay, we're getting there. We're cooking. We're cooking. We're baking. Yeah, it's starting to look like chocolate flavored buttercream now. Okay, that's I give up now. Okay, that's done. So we're gonna mix it one more time, and then I'm gonna put in the chocolate. Oh, be careful! I'm literally pouring half of the stuff out. So we're mixing sideways, we're mixing lengthways, sideways, doing a bit of back and forth. To be fair, if I just do this and turn, it's so much easier. So you're just going in one direction. Now I feel like the cocoa's in there, but it looks great. It's getting there. Yeah, we're getting there. Okay, I want to add the chocolate now, because that's the fun part, right? Just add it in. Also, I think it will help with the stirring, because at the moment it's going nowhere. Now the recipe does call for put the melted chocolate to the mixing bowl and whisk until combined. If the mixture is too hard and stiff, add 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk. I have a feeling I might need to put milk in as well. Just because it feels too, not getting much movement. This is the best part. Okay. So I'm going to stir it in. Really. Yeah, you know what? It tastes great, but I'm going to put 2 splashes of tablespoon milk because I know it's going to set at some point. Not necessarily set, but because it's got chocolate in. I'm going to try 1 tablespoon of milk now and see if it needs 2. Ooh. Okay, so that's 1. Let's stir that and see how we get on. Ooh, I'm literally splashing milk all over me now. Okay. Yeah, that makes it so much easier to stir now. Like really, I can get in there. Maybe put too much milk in, potentially. But if I stir it, yeah, that looks lovely. And I'm going to try some. I'm also going to do figure of 8, I think. Figure of 8. If in doubt, stir in a figure of 8. Now, I don't know whether to do icing bag or just spread it. I might just spread it because it's just easier. I don't have time for fancy stuff. Okay. That looks great. And it tastes great. I'm just gonna do a few final mixes because I can see butter on the side and flour on the side. We really want to combine everything so there's no lumps or clumps. You know, that is really, I can't believe I made this, to be fair. I'm not gonna lie. I am impressed with myself for this. You can see it's super chocolatey, super terry chocolate orange, really light and fluffy. You know, look at that. So good. I'm just gonna try and smooth it out a bit, get rid of as many clumps as possible. You know, you just want it to look. It looks a bit like a. Tastes lovely, but it also looks a bit like an alien world. Look, it could be Mars for all we know. That is really nice. That is so good. Yep, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. We're whisking. Yeah, that's lovely. So it says, add the magic smell. Once the cake is cooled, so we need to wait for the cake to cool down. I'm going to check the cake now and see if it's cooled down. If not, we might have to do this 2 parts. Right, the cake hasn't necessarily cooled down, but I do want to chop off the top part. And the easiest way to do that is to put it back in the tray. Actually, no, I'm not going to do it like that. I'm going to put it on a chopping board. I'm going to tidy up everything because the kitchen is looking messy. Let's get rid of all of this. We don't need this. We've got terry chocolate icing. This is empty, that's empty. We've got sponge. Actually, let me just put that there. On that. It's Mioni orange. I'll put it there. Cool. And then I might use that and put it on there. So I'm just going to chop off the top part. Like this. Actually, I just realised there's quite a bit of icing and butter on the top of that. I'm just going to try and mix it in as much as possible. And if this starts getting too stiff, I can add, I know from the recipe, I can add at least another tablespoon of milk should it get too, I just want to taste it. That is yummy. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're just taking off the top half of the cake. I'm using a bread knife. So just kind of going in, just really gently. Oops. Oh, I don't know if okay, I've not done this right. I'm gonna leave this as the top. This is gonna be the top bit, and I'm gonna try to do it better on the other one. This will be the top, and then this bit will be the bottom now. I messed up there. Okay, so let's try and do this right. Paper down, and then I'm gonna just try and focus because I went too low there. Focus on the top. You just really want to take off the top without doing damage to the rest. See, that is good. I like that. I'm gonna try some. That's really nice. Yeah. So we're just gonna keep going. I'm gonna maybe just do it gently to take the layers off. Try and eat some while I do this. Oh god, it's so good. It's a shame this much cake gets wasted. But I'm not gonna waste it, I'm gonna eat it. I actually think the crispy bit of the cake is the best bit. And most recipes call for it to be taken off. Which is sad. What I'm gonna do, but some crispiness and some icing. I love them. That was really nice. Okay, here we go. Last bit of cake off. Now, I've not done the best in terms of taking it off completely. But we're going to hide it with icing. So it doesn't really matter. So good. Right. That's it. I'm going to make a little mini cake for me to eat. So what I'm going to do is spoon just a bit of icing there, and then put another bit on top. Then we're going to put a bit more icing. There we go. Going to do that again. A bit more icing. Stick that on top. There we go. So that's the leftover. I've got a bit of leftover there. I'm going to eat that later. I've got quite a bit of leftover cake. So I'm going to do a little, just another one. I might as well help myself, you know. I did make it after all. Oopsie. And then I'm just going to top that up with a layer there. And then we're going to put this bit on top. And then, that is good. That'll be very nice. So good. Now I feel like the cake has dried down now. Cool down now? I might have another bit. Oh my god. This should just be me eating channel. Oh whoa. A bit soft. Oh, then I'm gonna do that one here. So good. That was really nice. Right, so we're doing the icing now. Before we do that bit, we're gonna chuck the, okay. So I'm thinking, should I just do this on here? Could just do this on here, to be fair. Or move it to a tray thing. I have a tray here. I'll use this. What's it called? A round cake board. I'm gonna use my round cake board because I bought it like almost a year ago, and I was like, oh yeah, I must use this cake board, but I've not used this cake board, so I'm gonna use it today. Yeah. Okay, cake board ready. So I'm gonna shift this onto the cake board. Oh, actually, I'll turn it upside down. Oh god, there's cake everywhere now. Oh no, it's literally everywhere. Okay, let me wash my hands. So I'm gonna flip this on top. So there's a flat. Yay, so it looks flat. Oh no, it's a bit gooey from the bottom. Oh dear. Never mind. It's a gooey cake. And that's absolutely fine. Got a gooey bottom, guys. Okay. So what we're gonna do now. Do I not have a butter knife thing? I'm sure I did. Where's it gone, guys? I don't know where it is. You know, the thing to do the thingy thing. Because that makes sense to you guys. I found it. I'm washing up. The spatula, that thing. That is the thing I was looking for. So just dry the spatula. This cloth has better days now. So this is going to be the top part. I'm going to leave that much sponge on top because unless I take it off. Should I take it off? No, I'm gonna keep it on. I'm gonna keep it on. Okay, so I'm gonna cover this first. So I'm gonna split it into half. Say that's half. And we're just gonna again, I should have probably waited for it to cool down a bit more. What I might do is open the window. Because then that might make it a bit more colder. And the only problem is I'm now kind of brushing sponge. It's all right, no one's gonna look at the bottom. I'm just gonna brush it to the edges, hopefully without ripping sponge off. And having a little cake thing, whatever this is called, really helps because you can then, you know, turn it around. So I'm happy with that, I think, because I want to have enough for the top, the sides as well. I might just do a bit more. Oopsie. So yeah, if you're just joining me, I've made Terry's chocolate orange cake today. And this is the middle layer of the Terry's chocolate orange cake. This is the first time I've ever made a Terry's chocolate orange cake. So what I've learned from this one is make sure you leave the butter out before night. Right, so now I'm shifting the other sponge, which is breaking up. Oh dear, this isn't going well. I'm just gonna stick it on. It's broken. It's broken. It's broken. I can't even rescue this. It broke. You know what? Just cover it in icing and pray for the best. Oh, like this bottom layer. No. No one needs to know. So I'm just doing the icing on Terry's chocolate orange cake. Half of it has broken, but I'm gonna try and repair it through icing. See that bit broke? I'm just gonna cover it up with icing. No one will know. Unless they watch this, which is too late for them. Okay. So I'm just doing the icing now on the final bit of cake. I should have cut off the top, but what I realized was I hadn't cut it level. So on one side there's too much sponge. So I'm just trying to pray for the best here. Like telling it, this cake board is amazing for doing this kind of whimsical icing on top. This is the bit that's broken, so I'm going to try and salvage it by putting on more icing around the edges, and then that way no one will know. Okay, let's get more icing. I'm running out of icing, worryingly. My problem is I ate half of the icing. This is too good to not to eat. Okay. So I'm just gonna go around like that. And just like, turn go that way. Get a bit more. Let's go around the sides. Got loads more to put on. I'm just gonna take that. There's a bit more. Ooh. So it's getting there. The cake board is looking a mess, but it's all right. I've got a cake container, so I can take it in that. What I'm trying to do now is just make sure there's enough on top, because you don't want a cake with very little icing on top. I'm just going to drag it in a bit. I've got loads more icing, so I'm going to try and really kind of cover it up as much as possible. See, I've got loads of it, so what I'm going to do is splodge it all on top. And then I'll be able to get more out of it. I'm gonna quickly just take what's left on the base. So last bit, and I'm just gonna try and repair any edges that look like they need a bit of extra love. Which is like here. Can I see anything else? There's a bit there that needs a bit of love. Okay, and now the top part, I'm just gonna zoop it a bit around, spread it outwards, just so it looks even. Just gonna semi-circle it around. I'm not trying to do anything too decorative with it, because I feel like with chocolate, almost the messier it is, the more enticing it looks. Yeah, at least that's what I'll tell people. It is starting to look great. I think I'm going for the mud cake aesthetic. So I think we're getting there now. I wouldn't want it all flat. I think that's boring. This kind of way adds a bit more texture. And I got enough left to have for later. I'm happy with that. That is a good looking cake, I think. I'm gonna wash my hands quickly. And then we've got the final decorative bit, which is a few Terry's chocolate orange slices on top. And then we're gonna grate some Satsuma pill, although it should be orange. So that's currently what it looks like. So I'm gonna do the Satsuma first, and then I can do the other thing later. So Satsuma, and I've got grater. I'm just gonna grate, just get some, this just looks nice as decor, like some orange peel. It tastes a bit like orange, to be fair, even though it's Satsuma. Just adds color to the chocolate. We're just going around, and it is literally, I realize I actually should do this later, because what happens is the zest dries up and then it doesn't look as good. But I've started, so I'm gonna finish. Yeah, so you just, it is purely for aesthetics. I'm just trying not to get to the pill bit even as much. So I'm happy with that, I think. I might just scrape some off from the top. Let's do the bottom bit. Right, I'm happy with that. That is it. The next bit is the hero piece, Terry's chocolate. And then you're placing that. And I've got one in the middle. And then I'm going to use the middle to help do it like clockwise. So I'm going to go one like that's 12 o'clock. And then we'll do one at say 2 o'clock. And then one at 3. And I'm placing them exactly in the right angle. So that's 3 p.m. And then we'll go 4 p.m. And then we'll go 6 p.m. And then we'll go 8 p.m. It's really testing me in terms of time. 9 p.m. And then last one is 11 p.m., isn't it? Is it? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Okay, and that's it. That's the last bit that I've done. It's still looking a bit dry, so I'm gonna actually sprinkle some icing sugar on top, just for that last bit of, what's the phrase? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Okay, I might just sprinkle it, because this icing sugar is pretty good. Actually, it's not that as good as I thought it was. So I'm just going to do it like that. Maybe a bit more. I wanted it to look a bit kind of whimsical. I'm happy with that. I've just realized there's a big chunk of icing missing on one side, so I'm going to fix that. Okay, that's done. And just fix this bit of chunk of icing just by smoothing it down. There we go. But I've kind of given it a rustic feel. I wanted it to look a bit rustic. And that is the finished Terry's chocolate orange cake. I hope you like it. I'm gonna definitely eat some. It looks great. Okay, that's it for today. Close the window. Right, thank you for joining me. If you did join me, this is the ADHD Focus Zone, where we try and get tasks done together. Today, I made a Terry's chocolate orange cake. And the point of this channel is, if you see me getting things done, hopefully that will encourage you to get things done. And I've included this recipe in my description, so you can get all the ingredients in, make it yourself. You can have me on in the background, learn from my mistakes, because I went totally wrong at one point, well, several points. And I might try and do a cut down of this, so it's a shorter version that you can watch on a short. So that's me. Hope you have a lovely weekend. And thank you for watching. Bye.